What I'm about to show you in the next 5 minutes will be extremely difficult to watch, but it will also save your life. You're about to hear a private briefing about the truth behind the 2016 election and Hillary Clinton's one final desperate act still to come. It also exposes a corrupt conspiracy involving Clinton, a secret society of gangsters, and other high-ranking government officials, and for the last 23 years, it's remained a total secret until today. To be clear, the people involved never expected the inner workings of their plan to see the light of day. And if it weren't just for one tiny mistake, it would have remained buried forever. So if you're ready for the truth, keep watching. But if you don't think you can handle it, close this video now before you hear what I'm about to say next. This will be your only opportunity to hear my warning and take action to protect yourself and your family. Ready? Here goes. Did Hillary rig the 2016 election all the way back in 1993, and in exchange allow a sinister act to kill 31,000 American seniors that year and more every year after? Impossible? Trust me, your liberal friends and family won't be able to deny a thing once you show them the information I've been able to uncover. It's a secret plan cooked up by Crooked Hillary herself that I've identified as Executive Plan 5. And it's a scheme so elaborate and far-reaching, it can only be defined as high treason. Here was the plan. On January 20th, 2017, Hillary was supposed to place her hand on the Bible and take the presidential oath of office, not as the victor of an honest and fair election, but as a liar, a traitor, and the conspiracy mastermind of a rigged election. Fortunately, you and I both know how her story ended. She failed to become president, and thank God for that. While President-elect Trump was watching his electoral votes flood in, Hillary went into hiding, practically disappearing off the face of the earth. Why? Because she knows this isn't a simple case of he won, she lost. No, there's so much more to the story than that, and the treason goes deeper than you or I could ever imagine. So while most Americans are breathing a sigh of relief that Trump will serve as our next president, what 99.98% of them won't know is the uncomfortable truth. The outcome of this election, arguably the most important one of our lifetime, was actually planned 23 years ago, behind closed doors, in a top-secret location. And even though Hillary has all but disappeared now, her entire sinister plot is still unfolding and putting millions of American lives in jeopardy every single day. Worse yet, Trump, Pence, or any of the high-powered politicos in D.C. are absolutely powerless to stop her. How do I know for sure? I'll explain everything, but let me start by introducing myself. My name is Dr. Alan Spreen, and I work for an organization just outside Washington, D.C., a patriotic group that monitors our government for exactly this type of thing. I can't reveal my sources, but a network of insiders gives me special access to this kind of information. We've uncovered a lot of dirt over the last 19 years, but nothing this huge. I might even be putting myself at risk to publish this report today. I've actually been tracking this story for years, following paper trails, checking facts, and gathering a mountain of evidence along the way. But even I didn't want to believe that this kind of thing could actually happen in America until I saw Hillary's speech when she accepted the Democratic nomination. It was her smug smile and the way she waved like a queen at the crowd through the sleeves of her $12,000 pantsuit jacket. She knew she'd already won. I decided right then and there that I wasn't going to let her get away with it, and I know you won't either. Truthfully, even the craziest of left-wing libnuts won't be able to deny the proof at 6:18 of this video that Hillary has co-signed the most devastating American scandal this country has ever known. That's right, co-signed, because even though I truly believe Hillary is a force of evil against our great nation, she isn't in this alone. In fact, during my investigation, I uncovered proof of a shadowy organization operating strategically behind the scenes and manipulating Hillary's career with her full blessing. My colleagues and I call that secret organization the Clinton Cartel, and they're every bit as power-hungry and despicable as Hillary herself. Since all the way back in 1993, the Clinton Cartel has been Hillary's ally on every rung of the political ladder, moving all the right chess pieces to buy her elections, knowing that starting in 2017, with Queen Hillary running the show, she'd be returning the favor. That's right, in exchange for delivering her presidency on a silver platter, she'd look the other way while giving the cartel full access to run one of our government's biggest agencies for limitless profits. Here was the plan. When Hillary's scheme went into effect in 2017, the cartel would have unprecedented access to our government and a direct path to your health and money. With their plan set in motion, she was guaranteed to win. Guaranteed, only they didn't pull it off. And now the cartel, hungrier than ever, still wants to be paid back, even if it's at the expense of American lives. I'll explain exactly what I mean, but here's the part that will really blow your mind. Clinton swore up and down the campaign trail that the cartel are actually her enemies. She's absolutely shameless. She publicly denounced them and says they're out to take advantage of middle-class Americans. And they are. But behind closed doors, she's been greedily accepting their money and their help for decades. Friend, what you're about to see next proves exactly why she was always unfit to be president and why we could never allow her into the White House. Here are the facts. When Bill first assigned Hillary to lead his task force on national health care reform in 1993, she immediately put 33 corporate power players on her team. Now, these were some real heavy hitters across several industries that she knew had the muscle to get things done in D.C. and weren't afraid to get their hands dirty in the process. It was a real deal with the devil, to be sure, but this group stood to make a killing. Because with the approval of the new health care bill, they were promised a payout to the tune of $10 billion in new revenues. Yep, that's billion with a B. Fortunately, you and I both now know how that ended. Thankfully, the bill was destroyed before it ever got off the ground, and Hillary's teammates never got to cash their checks. But failure has never stopped Hillary. She's had plenty of it, but her lust for power is never ending. And she knew that in our country, money can still buy power, but you need lots of it. So she decided to form a secret alliance with this group of corporate fat cats. And with nothing more than a secret meeting and brief handshake to seal their pact, the Clinton cartel was born. They vowed to never speak of their arrangement again. But I was watching, and what you're about to hear next is a matter of public record, the undeniable proof of the cartel's work. Fast forward to Hillary's 2000 Senate bid. The cartel funneled $86,875 in cash into her campaign, ensuring her victory. During her re-election in 2006, they upped the ante and pumped $157,015 into her campaign. And again, she won. Then came the 2008 presidential election, when the cartel gave her $174,000 in cash. The cartel didn't even care if Hillary lost in the primaries. They had their sights on 2016 the entire time. Fast forward to 2015, when Hillary announced that she was running for president. And now the cartel went all in, to the tune of $7,054,871. But they didn't stop there either. Trying not to draw much attention to their partnership, they privately made additional contributions to the Clinton Foundation ranging from $1 million to $5 million each. In total, it's estimated that Hillary has accepted over $10.8 million in cartel dirty money since 2000. And that's only including what's publicly shown on her books. With that kind of money buying all the votes she needed, the scheme was practically foolproof, until her carefully laid plan was outed in the final hours before the election. Hillary rightfully lost, and the cartel was once again left with their pockets turned inside out. But that just made them even angrier. So, who exactly is this faceless cartel? And why should we still be afraid of them, even after Donald Trump becomes president? And most importantly, how can you protect yourself and your loved ones? From my experience, I've found Clinton's cartel to be an extremely cunning and dangerous team. They work in secret and consist of highly influential figures, lobbyists, and even corporate executives. Now, that might not sound intimidating at first blush, but in partnership with Hillary, they've already launched Executive Plan 5 with one simple goal: manipulate American politics and the American people for billions in pharmaceutical drug profits. And no one would ever catch on. What's even more terrifying is that this group is not made of politicians. Look, Trump has promised to drain the swamp in D.C., but these folks are too powerful to be touched. So even without Hillary on their side, they can still have unprecedented power to influence our government's health care laws and policies. Take, for example, the FDA. The The cartel has been funding that group for years. They practically own it already. How? In just 2015 alone, the FDA received $97,605,000 in, quote, standard fees from the cartel, all to allow more prescription drugs to flood the market, making billions for the cartel, and it's only going to increase. A lot. In fact, it should rocket to well over $100 million a year in money paid to the FDA, allowing the cartel to continue to push their poison pills for billions in profit. And the worst part is, they're selling us prescription drugs that are completely unnecessary, and many of them are deadly. Did you know the FDA receives more than 2 million consumer complaints about prescription drugs every single year? It gets worse. It's estimated that over 350 Americans are dropping dead every single day from taking their own prescribed medications. That means in the short time you've watched this presentation, 2 more Americans have died from the cartel's work, and seniors are at the most risk. But maybe you're sitting here and saying, that will never be me. Then let me ask you, are you over the age of 55 and taking a prescription drug? Does your spouse take any medications? More than 31,000 seniors will die this year from legally prescribed medications. But what can you do? Your well-meaning doctor prescribes them for high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, whatever it is, and you need them, right? Well, that's what the Clinton cartel wants you to believe. But today we're exposing their most dangerous lie. You see, the organization I work for is called the Health Sciences Institute, or HSI. We're an independent think tank of patriotic American doctors, scientists, and researchers, and we are fighting back against Hillary and her slimy cartel by exposing their biggest lie ever, starting with 5 words they never wanted you to hear. You don't need prescription drugs. Not when there are already very real cures and treatments for the diseases that plague us: Alzheimer's disease, arthritis, MS, heart disease, even cancer. Cures they've actively covered up for the last 23 years. And today we're exposing everything and revealing every disease-curing secret so they lose and you win. Like a cancer cure that beats chemotherapy and starts killing cancer cells in just hours. Covered up by our own government, you won't believe this outrageous scandal. The easy secret to reversing Alzheimer's and dementia with the power to roll your brain's clock back 12 years. How did this one get buried? The truth comes out today. The only solution that erases arthritis pain and rebuilds arthritic joints. Pain vanishes in as little as 7 days. Are you ready for a brand new outlook on life and zero pain? Want deep, restful, healing sleep night after night without the danger of deadly sleeping pills? You'll be amazed by this new sleep wonder and just how dangerous the pharma stuff secretly is. There's a deadly symptom of heart failure that your doctor doesn't know. This is must-read information to save you from a fatal heart attack. Plus, there's a simple solution for protecting your heart now if you know where to look. You see, there are true cures from all over the world that work as well as or better than prescriptions, but with no lousy side effects. In fact, in many countries around the world, these therapies are prescribed by doctors, and reports are flowing in that they're curing grateful patients from cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, and more. But why not here, in the greatest country in the world? Well, it interferes with the cartel's money machine. You see, these are all natural disease treatments, discovered by top scientists right here on God's green earth. But you can't patent a plant extract or an herbal disease treatment. And if you can't patent something, you can't sell it for big profits. So why would the cartel even waste their time? It makes way more sense for them to try to replicate the cure with something artificial that will become their next cash cow. So the cartel bullies the FDA into making sure these natural cures stay a secret, while also making sure you and your doctor only hear about their wonder drugs and keeping those deadly side effects sealed away from the public eye. And that keeps Americans coming back to deadly and ineffective pharma drugs over and over. But finally that ends today. For the first time ever, I'm unmasking and counting down the top 5 covered-up cures that Hillary's cartel and their partners at the FDA have openly tried to discredit. I'll show you the proof of what these cures can do for you and your family. And yes, I do mean cures for the deadliest diseases known to mankind. You'll also hear from hopeless people who have had their lives changed forever. You'll see the results from rock-solid scientific studies. And most importantly, I'll show you how you can legally get your hands on all of them free. That's correct. We have arranged to send you everything you need to know about these 5 astonishing disease cures at no cost to you. We want to make sure you don't fall victim to any of the cartel's lies. So we've printed up every single cure in a free report we call The Insider's Book of Secrets, the real cures buried by Clinton's cartel. And we're ready to mail it right to your door today. We feel it's our duty as Americans and patriots, and it's the only way to stop the Clinton cartel from carrying out the final phase of its deadly scheme. But, fair warning, the information I'm about to share is so explosive and Hillary's cartel is so powerful, they can wipe all traces of this video from the internet at any moment. This could be your only opportunity to watch this video uncensored and in full. I'll give you full details in a moment on how you can claim your free report. But let me tell you exactly what you're getting. We're jumping right in with number 5, and it's an absolute shocker. For the first time ever, cancer is now a completely curable disease. Colorectal cancer, pancreatic cancer, breast cancer, skin cancer, lung cancer, leukemia, even inoperable brain tumors, and more are no match for this natural discovery. It's all thanks to this breakthrough that comes from one of the strangest places on earth, a rare type of sour honey. Keep watching and I'll explain. Cancer. Just the word alone will make anyone's heart drop in fear. Maybe you have a loved one going through treatment right now and you know exactly how devastating the disease can be. Maybe you've even worried about it yourself, wondering how a diagnosis would impact your own life, your family, friends, even pets. It's a completely rational fear, considering the fact it's estimated that there are 14 million Americans living with some form of cancer right now, and 1.6 million new cases expected to be added by the end of this year alone. And it's not even the fear of living through the disease and decline that's the worst part. It's the fear of dying the horrible death that comes with it. Chemotherapy, radiation, disfiguring surgery, and then death. More than 500,000 Americans a year dead from cancer. Imagine how angry their families would be if they could see the emails I discovered. A private email exchange sent between government researchers where they admitted that a natural cure was the best cancer treatment available. I managed to get my hands on the message itself and am publishing the smoking gun for you to see for yourself. Here's the direct quote from their email. Quote, "Sour honey is the only effective therapeutic available on the market so far," end quote. Think of all the needless deaths that could have been prevented had the FDA issued a public statement about the truth behind this bona fide natural cancer cure. But instead, they chose to keep their email chain private and unpublished. They didn't want anyone to see the truth or make their cartel investors angry. And this admission was dated all the way back in 2013. Imagine if the 1.7 million people who have died since then would have known about this natural cure's power. But instead, they were told the same lie that the cartel spoon feeds the American public so they can pay cash for their custom Porsches. Chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery are the only way. And they sure don't want you to know about a potent natural cancer defeater that's as easy and safe as adding a spoonful of honey to a cup of hot tea. But I don't drive a pricey luxury car or make a single red cent off any cure, so I can't wait to share this exciting news with you today. In the heart of the Brazilian jungle, a tiny remote area exists where special bees create one of the rarest substances on earth. It's a type of sour honey that has remained untouched for thousands of years, until it was recently tested in a lab and delivered these near-miraculous results. Within 24 hours, sour honey was shown in vitro to demolish breast cancer cells on the spot, killing 13% of the cancer in just the first day alone. And in a separate study, looking at human-like tumors on mice, tumor growth was halted a full 50% with sour honey. And on 2 different aggressive types of prostate cancer cells, sour honey was shown in vitro to boost the speed in killing the cancer, destroying up to 75% of the cancer cells in the study. How does it work so fast and so effectively? Well, unlike chemo drugs that work through mass extinction, attacking every cell in your body and destroying the good with the bad, this rare sour honey works on a whole other level. First, it teams up with your body's own natural chemistry to selectively target growth signals that cancer cells put out as they multiply and spread. Next, it marks all of those nasty little cells, kind of like a label maker, letting the body know that they are the bad news. Then it swoops into action on the marked cells, destroying masses of cancer cells and only cancer cells. So your normal, healthy cells stay untouched and continue to thrive. But that's not all. The thing that makes sour honey so one of a kind is that it has a dual mechanism for killing cancer cells. Meaning, in addition to eliminating cancer directly, it's even been proven in studies to drive cancer cells to kill themselves. I'll save you the boring science lecture and tell you everything you need to know next. Remember that grow signal I mentioned earlier? In the medical world, it's called PAC1, or protein-activated kinase. And more than 70% of cancers rely on it to invade and spread through your body. So sour honey's dual action job is truly what makes it special. It kills cancer directly, but it also cuts off cancer at the source. Specifically, when cancer cells are signaling your body, forcing it to make more cancer, sour honey jams up their signal codes, and the tumors have no choice but to self-destruct. From early to late-stage cancer, there's virtually nothing that's too tough for sour honey. There are even over 299 lab studies on sour honey and cancer with remarkable results. Yes, study after study confirms, finally, we have a natural, safe way to beat cancer. But sour honey isn't just some lab experiment either. In fact, the lucky folks who have already discovered it are reporting miraculous results. Like this case study report from Dr. Osamu Mizukami and his patient Bill G. Bill was a 49-year-old man suffering from stage 3 stomach cancer and desperate to live long enough to see his only daughter graduate from college. He had a surgery scheduled to remove the deadly tumors in his stomach, but, terrified of going under the knife, he agreed to meet with Dr. Mizukami and try one last treatment. Dr. Mizukami immediately placed Bill on the sour honey protocol, then sent him home. When Bill went back to meet with his surgeon a few months later, they were both shocked to find this miracle. Every single cancer cell had disappeared, gone. There was no trace of cancer left in his body. Of course, Bill's surgeon immediately canceled the procedure, and Bill never had to reschedule. That was 7 long years ago, and he is still healthy today, all thanks to the sour honey that saved his life. But Bill isn't the only success story, not by a long shot. We recently contacted Dr. Mark Kaler, who uses sour honey on almost all of his cancer patients, to talk about how they've responded to treatment. Quote, "I've treated a lot of late-stage cancer patients, people whose lives were on the line. I've never had a patient decline when I added sour honey to their treatment. My patients continue to do well," end quote. Did you know that in countries around the world, like Japan, sour honey is openly given as a prescription by doctors to fight cancer? Meanwhile, here in the U.S., doctors who practice natural medicine have to tiptoe around the cartel to tell their patients what sour honey can really do to heal them, even though it's 100% legal. But as I mentioned earlier, sour honey is extremely rare and even harder to find. Drug companies have already acknowledged that sour honey will be the future of mainstream cancer treatment, but after trying to create an artificial version for 20 years, they've all but given up. There's simply nothing else in the world like the real thing. That's why it's so important you know the only real source in America that can deliver the same results from the studies above, as well as details on the full sour honey protocol so you can use it yourself. Let me be clear. If you're in the fight of your life, this is the life-saving resource you've been waiting for. And if you are lucky enough to have escaped cancer so far, now you never need worry about it. Everything is revealed on page 1 of your full report, The Insider's Book of Secrets, The Real Cures Buried by Clinton's Cartel. And as an American citizen, you are eligible to receive 1 copy right now as a completely free bonus gift from the Health Sciences Institute. Just keep watching and I'll tell you how to claim it next, because the information the Insider's Book of Secrets contains could be your only lifeline. In your copy of the Insider's Book of Secrets, you'll finally have full access to the biggest cures the cartel has covered up throughout the last 23 years. For the first time, I'll pull back the curtain on buried cures for dementia, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, and so much more, telling you exactly where to get them and how to use them. This 42-page report is completely uncensored and completely legal, but I'm not sure for how long. You see, these are cures that are so potent, so proven, they threaten to empty the wallets of the cartel and their buddies at the FDA. And if they have the power to rig a presidential election, all it would take is a quick snap of their fingers, and any trace of these cures' whereabouts will be wiped from the internet. So if you leave this video at any point, this information might not be here if you ever decide you want it later. And you'd miss cure number 4 in our countdown, the unlikely nutrient that has been proven to turn back the brain's clock 12 years, giving Alzheimer's patients their lives back and new hope for how we treat the disease in the future. What would you say if I told you that there's something you've eaten in a salad that can be supercharged to do what even the best Alzheimer's prescription drugs can't? I'm talking about the power to not only stop Alzheimer's and dementia dead in their tracks, but even reverse irreversible cases, bringing back long and short-term memories, the ability to do everyday tasks, even things like learning and being able to talk again, and more. It's nothing short of a miracle, and easy to see why Hillary's cartel wants this secret swept under the rug forever. You see, Alzheimer's is our fastest growing disease, with over 5.4 million Americans suffering at this very minute, and an additional victim being taken every minute of the day. By year 2050, it's expected to claim someone new every 33 seconds. Worse yet, according to the Alzheimer's Association, 1 in 3 seniors will die with the disease. At this rate, Alzheimer's is considered out of control. It's an absolute epidemic. But with that many people in need of help, does the cartel have any interest in curing the disease? No way. Because if they actually create a cure, then they can't keep profiting off of desperate people who depend on them. So instead, they created 5 different drugs to treat only the symptoms, to make sure people keep coming back for more. Only there's one catch. These drugs don't work, and they come with some of the worst side effects imaginable. Things like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, muscle cramps, fatigue, weight loss, indigestion, muscle weakness, decreased appetite, dizziness, and even confusion. Confusion! Now tell me, why would it make sense to take a drug to help manage confusion if the side effect is confusion? And these aren't even rare cases that are experiencing side effects. They're common, expected even. But with sales around $5 billion now and a forecast to double that number to $10.4 billion by 2021, it's clear Hillary's cartel isn't interested in the cure, only the cash. Luckily, there's a better way. Because that unique salad nutrient I mentioned earlier is changing lives, and you don't need to go anywhere near a prescription pad or a vegetable to make the same miracles happen for you. It all started when scientists noticed something curious. They found that the same powerful nutrient naturally produced in our brains is also found in a common salad ingredient. And this natural nutrient is vital to making sure our brain cells function as they should. Called PDS, it acts like armor for your brain. In fact, it's the #1 protector of the membranes that surround the delicate nerve cells in your brain. While there's much that's still to be understood about Alzheimer's disease and how it chooses its victims, one thing is for certain. The root of all Alzheimer's, dementia, and memory-related diseases comes directly from those nerve cells deteriorating. And with them goes your brain power, memories, the ability to take care of yourself, and even your will to live. So if you can build the membrane back up and protect it, the nerve cells regain their capability and the brain thrives, healthy as can be. But luckily, the solution is so simple, and it's as safe as eating a salad. Only you won't have to choke down a single vegetable to make this reversal technique work for you. When scientists realized that PDS also exists elsewhere in nature in mega amounts, they extracted it and put it through a series of tests on senior volunteers. Researchers noted that the changes were so dramatic, it was like rolling back their brains' clocks 12 full years. Much to their surprise and delight, it acted just like the body's natural PDS, only a supercharged version. Here's what happened in the first clinical study. 149 senior patients suffering from a wide range of memory problems were divided into 2 groups. The first was given 300 milligrams of PDS once per day for 12 weeks. The other, a phony placebo treatment to make them think they were doing the same protocol. But the proof was in the PDS group, and what happened next will blow your mind. By the end of those 12 weeks, Only the group taking the real thing found that their memory had significantly improved, with the most improvement shown in their ability to remember names and faces. How their families must have cried the happiest tears when they returned home and recognized their husbands, wives, children, and grandchildren once again. Do you have a loved one suffering from the ravages of Alzheimer's disease? What would it mean to you to give them their life back and to have all of them back? To watch the light return to their eyes as they remember you once again. But PDS doesn't just stop with the gift of remembering names and faces. It was even able to pull patients out of the depths of dementia, keeping their minds crystal clear even after they stopped taking it. That's right, in a second group of senior patients suffering from dementia, researchers saw drastic memory improvement, especially in their word recall, using the same PDS protocol in just 12 weeks. But when the researchers followed up with the patients in their homes a full 3 months after the study ended, they were shocked to find that their brain improvements were still as strong as the day they left the lab. So even though the patients hadn't continued doing the PDS protocol on their own, their minds were just as sharp and they were able to remember words just as easily as 3 months before. I want to stop for a second and point something out that's very important. The fact that they no longer had to take it, but still saw the same results. Could this mean that dementia has finally been cured? I can't wait for you to see the entire PDS protocol and see just how easy it is to do. Again, it is something your body already creates naturally, so there are no harmful side effects. And it's all waiting for you on page 7 in your free copy of the Insider's Book of Secrets, The Real Cures Buried by Clinton's Cartel. Every single page inside the Insider's Book of Secrets has been thoroughly researched, vetted, and approved by our organization to make sure these cures are the real deal and you get real results. In fact, these are the only natural cures in the world that HSI is awarding the prestigious Gold Seal of Approval. Show your copy to your own doctor, and I'm positive he'll be impressed by the articles inside. He might even start using some of them himself. All the instructions are there to do the PDS protocol yourself in the comfort of your own home, including correct dosage, where to get it, and even tips on a few other ingredients you can add if you want to see even faster or more potent results. You'll be amazed by what it can do for you too. I can't wait to send you your free copy to get started, but before I do, you must hear about amazing cure number 3 on our countdown. If I offered you a piece of candy that promised to erase your arthritis pain in just 7 days, would you take it? Or would you think that it sounds too good to be true? Before you decide for yourself, here's what the cartel has been keeping under wraps. Did you know that there are currently over 301 drugs on the market to treat arthritis pain? Maybe you even take 1 or 2 of them yourself, like Celebrex, Prednisone, or Meloxicam, because if you're suffering from severe pain, you know there's nothing worse than seeing how it can rob you of all the joys in life. Or that creeping feeling when you realize that pain now is a permanent part of your life, and what if it gets worse? Or when it gets too bad to manage, how will you go on? The cartel knows this feeling so well, they prey on helpless people living in constant pain, while pushing pure poison down their throats. And yes, I mean poison. Every day, painkillers take enough lives to fill out an entire football team roster. And worst of all, these are honest folks with prescriptions, taking them as directed. No junkies or abusers here. Picture one entire NFL team being wiped off the planet today, tomorrow, and every single day after that with no explanation. There would be round-the-clock coverage on every major news network in America. So why doesn't the FDA let the American public know how dangerous these pills are? It's simple, really. Pain pills are the darlings of the prescription world. And they're how Hillary's cartel can afford to fill their closets with Italian leather loafers. In 2010, the Centers for Disease Control estimated that enough prescriptions were being written for painkillers to medicate every single American adult around the clock for an entire month. And Consumer Reports found that 300% more prescriptions are being doled out today when compared to a decade ago. Here's the truth they'll never tell you. If you're dealing with chronic pain, there's a 90% chance you were prescribed something that the cartel knew wouldn't help you long term. That's right, studies have shown that when dealing with chronic pain like arthritis, fibromyalgia, or multiple sclerosis, painkillers offer zero relief in the battle long term. Why? Because by design, their only purpose is to help with short-term pain, like if you had a tooth pulled or a broken bone. They don't go to the root source of your pain to cure what's causing it. Instead, they only mask the symptoms, and they're highly addictive. So you have to take more and more and more to keep the pain at bay until it's too late. With so many people dependent on them, it's no wonder Hill's cartel wants us to keep using them forever. They would be furious to lose all of that cash. In fact, they'll probably have to put their mega yachts up for sale when word of this gets around. A true arthritis solution exists that does what prescription painkillers can't. Finally, there's a cure that fixes the underlying cause of your pain and makes sure it never comes back. This wonder substance is called EGM, and it naturally contains mega amounts of collagen, plus more than a dozen amino acids, essential proteins, and healing minerals, all things that your body craves to be healthy and pain-free. So when researchers were able to extract EGM and put it to the test in the lab, they were blown away to see their patient's pain practically erased, starting in as little as 7 days. And by the end of the short study, every single person in the group reported an average 72.5% decrease in overall pain, 75.9% reduction in range of motion-related pain, and even a 43.7% increase in flexibility. And again, this was all starting in just 7 days. What would that mean for you to wake up 7 days from now with your pain gone? Now, EGM checked the box of being able to relieve widespread pain while working fast. But could it do the same for something more targeted, like arthritic knees and hips? So in the next study, 44 patients with severe arthritis in their knees and hips were given 500 milligrams once a day for 8 weeks. And even though the study was supposed to last 8 weeks, patients reported to the researchers on day 10 that they were already seeing dramatic improvements. And on day 60, they reported feeling a full 35% better for pain and 29% less stiffness. The way EGM works is genius because the second you start using it, it goes to work immediately in a dual-action way. First, it erases pain and stiffness quickly to get you back to doing all the things in life you love most, all the while working to rebuild the connective tissues and cartilage, the foundation for happy joints and a pain-free you, so you can look forward to a brighter future without pain and worry in as little as 7 days. But can pain pills do all that? Nope, not even close. That's what makes EGM so superior, and I've saved the best part for last. I promised you a no-pill solution to get rid of your arthritis, and that's what you'll get in your free copy of the Insider's Book of Secrets, The Real Cures Buried by Clinton's Cartel. You see, EGM is not a pill, diet, drink, or even an intense protocol. In fact, it's a chewy type of candy with a delicious cherry flavor. Eat a piece of candy a day and say so long to pain for good? Yes, it's really that easy. But a fair warning, the Insider's Book of Secrets contains the only verified source of EGM, the same one that they used in the studies I mentioned earlier. So if you want real pain-free results on demand, you must use only this source. I found that the internet is crawling with imposters claiming to have the same type and amount of EGM in various products, but they're all as fake as a $3 bill. Don't waste your time or your money. Just say yes to claim your free Insider's Book of Secrets guide in the next few minutes. Inside, you'll get page 1, the sour honey secret that kills cancer cells 2 ways, exterminating them on contact and forcing them to self-destruct. Page 7, the entire PDS protocol for Alzheimer's and dementia for a razor-sharp memory in 12 weeks. Page 11, the only source for the EGM arthritis candy that whisks away pain in as little as 7 days. And so much more, all verified by HSI and awarded the gold seal of approval. In fact, I've only scratched the surface of every incredible solution found in the Insider's Book of Secrets. Hillary's cronies are going to be livid when news of the number 2 cure gets out, because it's a problem that affects over 50 million American adults right this second. Deep, restful sleep is crucial for the human body to function normally. But sadly, most of us also consider it a luxury. Whether it's falling asleep, staying asleep, or just feeling like we got some good rest, Why is it so hard to do? Well, it turns out that bad sleep is actually hardwired into us as we age. It has to do with the amount of REM sleep, that's the deepest kind, that we get tons of as children, but drops off more and more as we get older. The older we get, the harder it is to sleep through the night, and that even goes for the healthiest human beings on the planet. So if you're a senior, you could be doing all the right things, watching your caffeine before bed, making sure you're staying active and your bedroom is distraction-free, and your body still won't let you sleep. No wonder we're desperate to get some good sleep, because we physically can't. With so many Americans practically begging for sleep, you can bet the cartel is salivating over the idea of that payday, with seniors being their prime target. Unfortunately, the cartel is also conveniently covering up the fact that their harmless little sleep pills do the most damage to folks over the age of 60. There's overwhelming proof that if you're over the age of 60 and have taken a sleeping pill in the last year, chances are high that you will soon suffer from confusion or memory loss, fall and break a hip, and even end up in the hospital unexpectedly. In fact, emergency room visits have doubled in the last 5 years due to sleeping pills. But even if you're lucky enough to avoid the hospital, a broken bone, or memory problems, there's one even bigger risk that the cartel is covering up: death. A 2014 study recently found that across the board, sleeping pills increase your risk of early death 200%. 200%. And even folks who took an occasional pill weren't immune. In fact, people who took less than 1.5 pills per month were 350% more likely to face death before their time. Why am I telling you all this? Because you deserve the truth and the information to protect yourself. That's why I'm also so excited to show you this natural sleep trick that will give you the good night's sleep you deserve, the safe way, with zero risk of nasty side effects or death. That deep, restful REM sleep I mentioned earlier, well, scientists have found a way to trick your body into creating more of it by calming the chemical receptors in your brain that control how you feel, think, and react. Think of it as a light dimmer. It doesn't completely turn off those signals, it just takes them out of overdrive to put you in a super relaxed state. And the result? No more insomnia or anxiety keeping you awake at random hours. Just peaceful sleep and the feeling of true rejuvenation the next morning when you open your eyes. And best of all, since it's completely natural, there are no side effects. Surprisingly enough, this trick is actually over 3,000 years old and is even prescribed by doctors in countries around the world. It's not meditation or some new agey mumbo-jumbo, a calming essential oil, or even a pill you take before bed. Nope, it's actually a simple sleep cocktail made of all natural ingredients you can make right in your own kitchen and enjoy on your own time whenever it's convenient for you. Because it just puts your body into a calmer, not a sleepy or zombified state, you can enjoy the brain benefits around the clock. Just stir up a quick glass and immediately enjoy the full benefits of what the drink delivers. More focus during the day and sweet, restful sleep night after night. And because every ingredient is non-habit forming, you can feel good knowing that you can use it as often as you need it without fear of addiction. Or feel free to use it once, even if you just need it to get you through an especially tough time. Listen to the story of 60-year-old Denise C., who recently went through this hellish nightmare. It was an unbearable year. Both of my parents died, and then my daughter had a stillborn child. I was filled with despair. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. Then one day at church, a friend gave me the sleep cocktail recipe to try, and things started to get better. I was still very sad, but I didn't feel like I needed to walk around with a bag on my head. I slept better, ate better. I got through everything I needed to get through. I'm a nurse, and I wouldn't have hesitated to take an antidepressant if I needed it. But this really worked. No one should have to go through this kind of horror, but just imagine having the solution on hand and ready for a friend or loved one in their time of need. Just like Denise's church friend, you could be that same blessing to someone else. Just open to page 15 in your free copy of the Insider's Book of Secrets to share the full sleep cocktail recipe and all the scientific studies that prove how well it works. With thousands of raving new fans turning to this easy trick for a boost at night, you can see why Hillary's cartel is now terrified at the thought of giving up their precious payday with over $58.1 billion in sales per year. How sad for them! How will they come up with the cash to pay for their beachfront mansions then? So they want to make sure you never hear about this Gold Seal approved sleep solution or try it out for yourself. But as soon as you RSVP for your gift and say, "Yes, I'm ready," they'll be powerless to stop you. But if you wait, leave this video, and decide you need to think about the decision to completely restore your health, your copy will be gone. And you'll know that Hillary's dirty cartel has won. So while it's still available right now, we're just moments away from revealing the #1 covered-up cartel cure and giving you full access to your complimentary copy of the Insider's Book of Secrets. And I've saved the most important for last. I'm about to reveal a hidden symptom that half of all seniors have, but don't know it, and could send you straight into a fatal heart attack tomorrow. Forget everything you've heard about heart attacks and how to avoid them. Here's the story no one, especially not the cartel and their best buddies at the FDA, is talking about. And here's the scariest part. Even if you're the healthiest person you know, eating all the right foods, exercising daily, keeping your blood pressure and cholesterol in check, you are still a prime target for this lethal disease. And by the time you start to actually feel the symptoms, unfortunately, you're already too late. But luckily, there is one way to check to see if you have this terrifying disease. Only the cartel doesn't want you to hear a thing about it. Why? You guessed it, cold, hard cash. You see, they don't have a single drug on the market to tackle this scary symptom, so they make sure warnings like the one I'm sharing now stay buried. Instead, they force-feed you information about maintaining good blood pressure, low cholesterol levels, losing weight, keeping stress low, diabetes in check, and on and on. It makes sense for them. They have hundreds of drugs to treat all of those heart health issues. And those hundreds of drugs are shilled to the tune of $64.4 billion, in fact. Except every single one doesn't do jack for the root cause of fatal heart attacks, or reversing that silent, deadly symptom. What is it? To put it simply, scientists aren't exactly sure why this happens to some and not others, but it has to do with the way your body processes calcium. For the people who process calcium normally, it goes straight to the places where your body needs it, to strengthen your bones and keep them healthy. But for people that don't process it normally, that same calcium is robbed from your bones and ends up in the wrong place, like the blood vessels and heart, where it's bad news. This can happen for years, even decades, without you knowing or feeling a thing. All the while, this calcium depositing is gradually building up in your body's organs and arteries where it doesn't belong, slowly turning your insides into stone. So by the time you actually realize what's happening, it's already too late. You might even be right on death's door. But don't panic if you're worried this might be you. Luckily, you have solutions. #1, there's a quick test you can take to make sure you don't have the symptom. #2, and if you do, there's also a natural way to reverse any stone-hardening damage it's already done. Even if you have a severe case, start using the information on page 21 of the Insider's Book of Secrets immediately. It could be the only thing that will save your life and give you many, many more healthy years with your loved ones. Everything you need to know about the test and stone reversal technique starts on page 21 of the Insider's Book of Secrets. This is the only place you will hear about the lethal stone symptom, and don't expect the media or even your own doctor to bring it up. Sadly, they're still in the dark too. Can you imagine having the peace of mind knowing what's really happening in your body behind the scenes? And if you do have the lurking symptom, being able to start reversing it immediately? Surely that would be worth spending the few seconds it takes to RSVP for your free book, right? I can't wait for you to claim your copy today. Look for the instructions and don't miss your chance because it's coming up soon. The Insider's Book of Secrets is a must-have resource you simply can't be without. It's the only book the world over that contains not one, but 5 real cures for the most feared diseases to mankind. And best of all, these aren't unproven cures or some one-time miracle. Every single cure in this book has been thoroughly researched and vetted by our team of skilled health researchers. We ensure each cure is backed by rock-solid science, proving how they work. No snake oil here. And often interview the doctors and patients who have used them firsthand to verify the results we've seen in the lab. Plus, we make sure everything inside, cover to cover, is safe. Our motto, We only publish the cures we'd want our own parents to use. These rare cures and treatments are simply unlike anything else in the world because they're natural and proven, and boy do they work. In fact, we think these breakthroughs are so valuable, we're awarding all of them HSI's Gold Seal of Approval, our most prestigious honor. When you RSVP for your Insider's Book of Secrets, you'll immediately have access to Cure number 5, the Sour Honey Secret. Flip to page 1 and discover the only natural cancer cure acknowledged and buried by our own U.S. government. Could this mean the end of chemo? No wonder they never wanted this to get out. Cure number 4, the PDS Protocol. On page 7, you'll discover the easy secret to reversing Alzheimer's and dementia with the power to roll your brain's clock back 12 years. Cure number 3, the EGM solution that erases arthritis in as little as 7 days. Your chronic pain has finally met its match. Are you ready for a brand new outlook on life and zero pain? Page 11. Cure number 2, the Good Sleep Cocktail on page 15 that keeps your mind focused and calm during the day and gives you deep, restful sleep night after night. You'll be amazed by how much better you start feeling right away. Cure number 1, the Stone Reversal Technique that reverses deadly calcium buildup in your body's organs. This is must-read information to save you from a fatal heart attack. Turn to page 21, first thing. But wait, there's even more. Even though we consider these the 5 best cures we've found in our 20-year existence, we realize that there are hundreds of other incredible natural cures and solutions just waiting to be discovered from around the world. Cures that Clinton's cartel wants to make sure you never find out about, so you keep buying their dangerous drugs instead. Not on our watch. So in addition to your copy of Insider's Book of Secrets, I'd like to add a second gift for you today, free of charge. It's called Miracles from the Vault, Anthology of Underground Cures. And at a full 568 pages long, this massive resource is a must-have for your natural cure library. Here's why. For 20 years, we've scoured the globe to bring you the best cures and healing solutions for nearly every affliction, big and small. From the far reaches of East India to the rainforests of Brazil, there are hundreds upon hundreds of natural healing wonders we've discovered during our journeys. And now they can all be yours, at your fingertips. From allergies to diabetes, from fatigue to kidney pain, from osteoporosis to wrinkles, and more. In fact, there isn't a health problem that Miracles from the Vault can't tackle. Don't believe me? Just take a look at a small preview of what's inside. Page 36, the easy tongue trick to wipe out migraines fast. Page 126, the special enzyme that dissolves blood clots in hours. Page 150, how to stamp out inflammation using the silkworm's secret. Page 181, suffering with COPD? Here's the one-step solution to clear clogged lungs. Page 456, how to put the brakes on sleep apnea in just one night, and so much more. In fact, there are over 86 different cures and healing miracles inside. So imagine the blessing you could be for someone else when you share Miracles from the Vault with them. A fair warning, though, you may not get your copy back. Especially not when your friends and neighbors notice you feeling and looking better than ever. With the help of secrets like page 188, finally leaked, the secret energy weapon used by pro athletes. Page 241, the natural moisturizer that dissolves joint pain and wrinkles. Page 270, how to heal bone fractures in half the time using an ancient Chinese secret. Page 294, the natural diabetes crusher proven to be 3 times stronger than metformin. Page 342, the memory-boosting breakthrough that regrows dead brain cells. Page 333, the tasty herbal tea that sends blood sugar plummeting, along with a couple dress sizes, with 0 exercise or diet changes. And even more incredible breakthroughs. I guarantee that when you open your package with these 2 gifts, totaling over 610 pages, to look over just a few of the articles inside, you'll be blown away by what you see. But don't take my word for it. With over 370,355 copies published, there's simply not enough time here to show you every story from the people whose lives have been changed. But here are just a few I just found. 5 stars. I would probably still be sick if it weren't for this book. I had a severe case of bronchitis that lasted 3 months. I tried steroids, antibiotics, and a healthier lifestyle, but nothing was helping. Then I tried a recommendation in Miracles from the Vault, and within minutes my lungs were clear. No more coughing, and my lung capacity was better than I ever remembered. This is now my go-to resource for alternative medicine. Deb. 5 stars. If I could only have one alternative medicine book, this would be it. I have been using a natural medicine to treat my cancer, and I am winning the battle. I have many books on the subject on alternative medicine, but this is the best bar none. Edward. 5 stars. I think Miracles from the Vault was an answer to a prayer. In 2013, my husband was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and this book completely changed his life. We are so thankful. Sylvia. 5 stars. Everyone needs this book. I have 2 copies. Joseph. 5 stars. I highly recommend the cures in this book. I've found that the natural cures are even cheaper than what you'd pay in co-pays for prescriptions. By the way, there's a great section on the immune system. Paul. Friend, these aren't even rare cases. In fact, quite the opposite. When you open your copy of Miracles from the Vault, you're expecting nothing less than a miracle, and that's exactly what we'll deliver. So in addition to your copy of Insider's Book of Secrets, with all 5 Gold Seal-approved cures, today you'll receive the 568-page book Miracles from the Vault, with incredible secrets like page 77, the mineral secret found in water that makes your blood actually repel cancer and destroy tumors in just weeks. Page 517, the surgery-free eye drop solution that dissolves cataracts. Page 253, Hippocrates' 2,000-year-old lost secret has been found. It's an all-natural fat blocker that makes you feel full and forces your body to shed pounds. Best of all, no dieting. Page 27, how to get your hands on the miracle blanket for pain. Skeptical? I was too. And then I saw how people's lives were changed. And there's even more waiting for you. Friend, this is how we fight back and win. Against Hillary, against her dishonest government cronies, and against their un-American way of profiting off honest, hard-working folks like us. They may try to control everything in this country, but they will never control your health. And it all starts with your free copies of Insider's Book of Secrets and the 568-page Miracles from the Vault. Are you with me? Okay, good. I'm sure by now you're itching to get your hands on your 2 free gifts, and I'm ready to help you claim them. So here's the easy way to do it. In the next minute or so, a button will appear below this screen that says, "Yes, I want my free gifts." Just click on it when you see it. And then to claim your free gifts, all we ask in return is that you support our mission by becoming an HSI member yourself today. You see, every single cure you heard about here was first shared with our private society of members. And now I want to make sure you never miss one of our upcoming breakthroughs. That's why we're offering you the chance to join HSI today as part of our exclusive membership. What exactly does that mean? Well, here are just a few of the benefits you'll receive when you join today. As an HSI member, you'll be entitled to your 2 free welcome gifts, Insider's Book of Secrets and Miracles from the Vault. Shipped free right to your doorstep, these 2 books are 610 pages chock full of breakthrough cures and healing miracles covering nearly every disease, from Alzheimer's to asthma, from cancer to diabetes, and more. The HSI Members Alert newsletter. Each month we will send you a private report from our latest findings in natural medicine from around the world, plus how to get them and use them yourself. You see, every single cure you heard about here was first shared with our private society of members. This thorough 8-page report is a breeze to read and makes sure you always have access to our best cures whenever you or a loved one needs them. Breaking news e-alerts. Just like the rest of the news in the world, healthcare can be pretty unpredictable. So that's why we make sure you're always covered, even between members' alerts, whether it's a new drug warning or price hike, or even a natural breakthrough you can use to feel better right now. We only send the news that matters to you. Deep discounts for our seniors and vets. Here at HSI, we appreciate all of our members, but especially our seniors on fixed incomes and military veterans who served our country. That's why we negotiate special discounts on your behalf for most of the supplements we recommend. Before you buy anything, check the members-only source directory for coupons and see what kind of savings we deliver. This alone is worth twice the price of admission. Full access to members-only content in our HSI library. Once you join HSI, you'll be given your own personal password to access our online treasure trove of cures. Virtually everything we've published from our 20-year history. Got a health question? Just type it into our speedy search bar and boom, the answer will be in front of you in an instant. And our 100% money-back members guarantee. We are so confident you'll love everything you find inside your HSI Members Welcome Package, including your incredible free gifts, private access to rare underground health miracles, discounts, and more, that you'll consider it an incredible value for the low membership cost. But if for any reason during your membership you decide you don't need these benefits, just say the word and we'll issue you an immediate refund. And you keep your free gifts no matter what. And there's so much more. With so many member benefits to take advantage of, you might now be wondering where to begin. That's why as soon as you join, we'll send you a brief email summarizing all your benefits. Want immediate answers to your burning health questions? We'll show you where to find them. Want to save money? We'll show you easy ways to claim discounts on popular supplements and more. Want to start feeling healthy with less pain and more energy right now? We'll send you 2 bonus tips right away. Everything is spelled out in crystal clear directions as soon as you join. It couldn't be easier or more helpful. And rest assured, every single piece of information, every article, report, and book, the products we recommend, are all Gold Seal quality. That's because we take absolutely no money for advertising and exist completely on the generosity of members like you. So we work only for you, and not for some company, board members, pharma, drug, government, or anyone else. We pride ourselves on being a completely independent organization, and we only print the truth. In fact, we're so picky about the cures we recommend to you, we reject over 98% of everything we find that claims to be a natural miracle. The truth is, most are snake oil, pure bunk, or just don't have the science to prove that they work. That, my friend, is how you can trust you're getting a proven solution. Becoming a member is simple. Just fill out the form on the next page and pay the small fee we ask to cover the costs of researching and bringing real cures to you. You'll see that it's about the same as buying 1 cup of coffee per month. That's it. Plus, just a reminder, you're always covered by our 100% money-back members guarantee, even if you change your mind in 1, 5, or 11 months from now. And you keep all your free gifts, even if you cancel. Okay, ready to get started? I can't wait for you to join HSI and discover your own path to total health. But before you go, I have one last surprise in store for you. And this might be the best one yet. Because today, if you RSVP in the next 20 minutes, I'd like to add an extra thank you bonus gift into your welcome package, valued at $59, free. You see, I want to make sure you have every weapon in your arsenal ready so you can fight back and protect yourself from her cartel. But the truth is, there's one mistake that many unfortunate folks make, which puts them on the cartel's list as target number 1. And if you make it, there's a 100% chance you'll be in their sights too. Only this time there's no escaping them. That mistake? It's 2 words that are enough to strike fear into the hearts of everyone over the age of 50. Nursing home. Let me ask you, how many people do you know have lived happy, full lives in a nursing home? Sadly, the answer for most of us is none. I've watched too many of my friends and relatives be carted away and drugged until they're barely conscious, then wrapped into diapers, spoon-fed foods from a blender, bathed with a sponge in bed and flipped every 15 minutes like clockwork. Sometimes it's an accident that puts them there, a broken hip that robs them of their independence. And sometimes it's more gradual, like fuzzy memories that lead to widespread mental decline over time. Either way, it's a terrible way to live. And once inside, no one ever seems to get better, only worse, until the end comes. Friend, I realize this is unpleasant to think about, but it's important we talk about it now. I don't want your last days on earth to be spent in a hospital bed staring at the ceiling, and I know you don't either. That's why I created the first ever surefire guide to maintaining lifelong independence and avoiding a nursing home. I sifted through all 20 years of HSI research to assemble only our best secrets for a long, healthy life into one comprehensive guide. It's called the Independent Patriot's Guide to Staying in Your Home, Not Theirs. It doesn't matter if you are a picture of perfect health or struggling with many symptoms of aging. This guide is for you. Anyone can use these secrets to maintain their freedom and even feel younger well into their 90s and beyond. And best of all, these are simple tips you can easily start doing tomorrow. No weird diets, complicated protocols, or lifestyle overhauls here. I know you're eager to RSVP and see them for yourself, so here are just a few of my favorites. The Spark of Life secret that recharges your body at the cellular level. Yes, I mean every cell. Rushing in the good nutrients your body craves and kicking the bad stuff out. Call it a detox if you want, but if you're looking for an immediate total body health makeover, throw away your multivitamin and try this on page 5 instead. Forget everything you thought you knew about sarcopenia. Experts are still chalking it up to a normal sign of aging, but it's now being classified as a hidden epidemic that saps muscle strength and makes seniors frailer by the second. Not only that, it's increasing falls, bone fractures, limiting movement, and even leading to early death. Luckily, there's an amino acid miracle that reverses all the damage of sarcopenia, and even builds and preserves your muscles. If you're ready to stay lumberjack strong well into your 90s, the secret on page 15 is for you. The one secret all 100-somethings have in common: they simply have more of this antioxidant floating around in their body. Now researchers have found the perfect copycat that mimics its power, and studies are even showing that it's destroying Parkinson's, fibromyalgia, lupus, Alzheimer's, cancer, and more. Is this the one pill that will make hundreds of pharma drugs obsolete? Turn to page 29 to see why. And that's just the start. There is so much more waiting for you inside the Independent Patriot's Guide to Staying in Your Home, Not Theirs. And I can't wait for you to discover these cover-to-cover miracles when you RSVP and say yes in the next 20 minutes. Remember, there is no cost for this invaluable resource today. It's the third welcome gift in your new HSI member package, and it's 100% free with our compliments. So just to quickly recap everything you'll be getting today as part of your HSI membership: your confidential report that blows the lid off Hillary's shady cartel and reveals 5 major covered-up cures you can use today. The Insider's Book of Secrets, the real cures buried by Clinton's cartel. Your massive 568-page cure encyclopedia with all the greatest healing breakthroughs HSI has uncovered in our 20-year history. Miracles from the Vault, an anthology of underground cures. And your first-of-its-kind guide to staying young, happy, healthy, and out of a nursing home forever. The Independent Patriot's Guide to Staying in Your Home, Not Theirs. Combined, these reports have an estimated total value of over $479, but today we'd like you to have them absolutely free. Each of these reports will never be sold in stores or online. In fact, joining HSI today is the only way you can claim these invaluable resources. It's our way of saying thank you for supporting our mission and standing up to Hillary and her minions. So, are you ready to take the next step? Okay, just click that big orange button below to RSVP yes. You'll be taken to the next screen where you can let us know where you'd like your gifts shipped. The entire process will take 2 minutes, and you'll immediately get a confirmation email when we've received your membership application. And when your free gifts are delivered to your doorstep, start using the life-changing breakthroughs inside to get healthier than you ever dreamed possible. And remember, you take no risk when you give HSI a try today, so you have nothing to lose. Just click below to unlock your HSI benefits now. Whatever your health concern is today or tomorrow, we have you covered. Welcome to your new healthy, joyous life. On behalf of HSI, I'm Dr. Alan Spreen, and thank you for spending this time with me today. Please click below now to claim all your free gifts.